Harvest is a time that helps us remember what a wonderful world we live in.
Whoa, hello again. Wow, we're very excited, aren't we? We are, because it's Charlie's favourite time of the year. Favourite time of the year. I thought summer was your favourite time of the year. It's not summer now, it's autumn. Well, you like summer, and I thought spring, you like spring too. Yes, but you also like autumn, because it's autumn. And guess what you get in autumn? Harvest time, and Charlie loves harvest. Oh yes, harvest is a time that helps us remember what a wonderful world we live in, and how God provides for us, and also how he wants us to share. It is indeed, yes, and it's all about all this variety, all this food, harvesting all this food. And guess what? Charlie likes food. Yes, you do. Yes, John likes juggling food. Yes, I do. Do you want to see some? Don't play with your food. Yes, Charlie was right, look, there's such a variety, look. Peaches, oranges, lemons, all great for juggling. Yee, loads of fun. Oh yeah, oops. Don't play with your food. And bananas, and apples, and cherries. There's so much variety. No. Oops, just made a banana split. Talking about bananas, Charlie, and food and stuff, and about giving away, at this time of the year, what do we normally have in church? We normally have a harvest festival. We do, and that's a time, as we've already said, really, when we celebrate how good God is to us and how he makes things grow with the farmer, and the farmer harvests what God makes grow. And it's like a team effort, really, isn't it? It is. And then it is a good team effort because then Charlie eats it. Yes, he does. Yes, but Charlie, we have a harvest festival, and we like to take food to people. And I heard recently, what did you do? We put together a basket of food, and you took it round to a lady, yes, wearing your mask, good, yes, a lady called Mrs. Watson. She's a lovely lady, yes. You sat in a garden because it was a nice day, lovely, and you took around a basket of food, and then she got in touch and she said, how kind and what a nice young man you are. You're not a young man, you're a young monkey. Okay, but then she said something very interesting. Mrs. Watson says Charlie does like his fruit, doesn't he? So what happened? You were sitting having a nice cup of tea with Mrs. Watson. Well, that's nice. When suddenly it happened. What? The banana in the basket of fruit that you gave her, in the basket of food, the banana suddenly looked at you. The banana looked at you. And it said this, it said, eat me. Wow, Charlie, I hope you remembered that that banana, that fruit, was for Mrs. Watson, not for you. So you didn't eat it, did you, Charlie? It was delicious. Charlie, you ate Mrs. Watson's fruit. She said you could. Yes, but Charlie, that was for her. And then the grape. What about the grape? The grapes started looking at you and they said, eat us. Well, Charlie, I hope you maybe just had one. Yes, you left one. What do you mean you left one? Did you eat all the rest? Maybe you left two. Charlie, those grapes were from Mrs. Watson. And then the peach said, Charlie, eat me. Well, I hope you didn't eat the peach. You did. It was delicious. Oh, Charlie, that fruit was from Mrs. Watson. Yes, but temptation got the better of you. Oh, Charlie, Charlie, did you leave anything for Mrs. Watson? Of course you did. What? The lemon. You don't like eating lemons. Well, you know what? You can go shopping whenever you like. Yes, you can. But Mrs. Watson can't because she's old and she struggles to get out, and that's why we gave her this fruit. So now what are we going to do? You're feeling a bit guilty. I should hope so, because your greed took over, Charlie. That was a gift from Mrs. Watson. You've got a brilliant idea. On the way home, we can go to the greengrocers and we can get a banana and we can get a peach and we can get some grapes and we can take them round. Well, that's a good idea. So Charlie made up for it in the end. So let's give Charlie a round of applause. Let's sing If You're Happy and You Know It. Are you still happy?
Yes.
Yes, are you? Yes.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Are you ready? So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. Or 3, if you're happy and you know it. 2 or 3, clap your hands, stamp your feet, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it. 2 or 3, stamp your feet, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it. 2 or 3. Here's a few questions for you. Switch your brains on. Have you switched your brains on? Are you ready? What fruit or vegetable, something that grows, has eyes but cannot see? So what has eyes but cannot see? Have you got it? Potatoes. Yes, the tiny little bits in potatoes are called eyes. But they can't see like you can see. We can see the beautiful mountains. We can see the sun in the sky. We can see the beautiful flowers or the birds flying by. Potatoes can't. What has ears but cannot hear? Something that grows has ears but cannot hear. Did you get it? Corn. Corn has ears, but it can't hear the birds singing. It can't hear the helicopter flying over. It can't hear my tummy rumbling when I'm hungry. It can't hear like we can hear. What has a heart, but no feeling, no compassion? Something that grows with a heart, but no feeling, no compassion. Yeah. The inside of the cabbage is called the heart, or even a lettuce is called the heart. But it doesn't have feelings like we do. We say that having a heart of compassion, feeling for each other, caring for each other. The cabbage doesn't really care for you, does it? Well, we're about to have a story about someone who had eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart of compassion. You see, we have eyes, but do we always see God's beauty? Do we really see someone who may be struggling so we can help them? We have ears, but do we really listen to the wonderful sounds around us? Do we listen to those people who are crying out for help? We have a heart, but have we hardened our heart, or do we care? Well, let's listen to this story and find out what happens. Do you remember those days when we used to be able to go out to the park and have a picnic? Well, this is a story about someone who had a picnic. And I'd like you to join in a song, because it's really important during these times when we lock down a bit to actually keep active and do things, isn't it? And I've got a song which I'd really like you to sing along with. What I need, though, is a guitar. Let's see if I can get one. Oh, here it is. Look, that's useful, isn't it? I'm going to do this song with you, and I'd like you to join in. It goes like this. Yum, yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch, munch, it's time to eat at my lunch. I've got 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. So that's how it goes, but I'd like you to join in. So it goes like this. Yum, yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch, munch, it's time to eat at my lunch. I've got 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. Yum, yum. Let's do it one more time on the guitar. Then I'll sing it throughout this story at different stages. So it goes like this. Yum, yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch, munch, it's time to eat at my lunch. I got 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. Okay, well, I'd like to tell the story, but now the guitar's in the way, so I think we need to get it to go away. So, oh, whee, it's gone. How cool is that? Anyway, one day, everyone was really excited. I'm really excited, so am I. You see, Jesus was coming very close to where they lived, and now Jesus was very famous, and everyone, young people, old people, rich people, poor people, even the Roman soldiers and the religious leaders, they all wanted to go. They wanted to go and hear Jesus. And well, there was a little boy and he wanted to go, and so his mum gave him a packed lunch and she said, go on then, go and see Jesus. Make sure you're with lots of people. And I can imagine this little boy with his lunch walking along, and he saw some of his friends. Are you going to see Jesus too? Yeah. Are you going? Yeah, of course, I'm not missing out. Nor me. And they all excitedly walked along to see Jesus, and maybe this little boy started to sing this song. Can you remember it? Yum, yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch, munch, it's time to eat at my lunch. I got 5 small small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. Anyway, he was walking along, and hopefully he was with some friends walking along, and they were almost there. Jesus is in a place outside the town. But as they arrived, they realised there were lots and lots of people, and they were only small. I can't see. No, not me. I can't see. I can't see over the crowd. What shall we do? Well, if that was me, I wouldn't like to be at the back. Do you like to be at the back? I prefer to be at the front where the action is. And so I'm sure I would have been very polite. Excuse me, we're trying to see Jesus, but we're too small. We can't see. Can we come past? Of course you can. Go through to the front. Thank you. Oh, sorry, he trod on his foot. Excuse me, we're trying to get through to see Jesus. Can we come through? Yeah. Maybe they even sneak through people's legs. But eventually, they probably made it to the front, and they sat down. And there was Jesus. They'd heard about Jesus, and there he was. They were so excited to see him. And then Jesus stood up, and he started to speak. And wow! Everyone listened, from the youngest child to the oldest person. Jesus shared stories, and some of Jesus' stories made them laugh. Oh, that's really good. Some of Jesus' stories made them think. Can you look like you're thinking? Some of Jesus' stories made a lot of sense. So can you sort of go ping? Ping. That makes so much sense. It was wonderful listening to Jesus. And then people started coming forward. Maybe someone trod on your hand. Ow! Because you were sitting down. You trod on my hand. I'm sorry, but I'm blind. That person went to see Jesus, and the Bible says that people were being healed. This man suddenly came back and he could see. So I trod on your hand. That's okay, you were blind. Not anymore. Wow! Jesus is awesome. So Jesus was healing the sick. And then you overheard one of Jesus' friends, and he was looking a bit grumpy. Can you look a bit grumpy? And a bit confused and frustrated. How on earth are we going to feed all these people? Did you hear what Jesus said? I said we should send the people home. This is what the disciples said. The people home, because we're a long way from anywhere and they must be getting hungry. But you know what Jesus said? He said, you feed them. And I said, where am I going to get enough food to feed all these people? And I can imagine this little boy looking behind going, gosh, there are a lot of people. There's an awful lot of people. Gosh, where are they going to get enough food? Anyway, this little boy takes out his lunch, and his stomach is rumbling, rumble, 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 rumble. And he thinks to himself, what shall I do? And maybe he sees Jesus, and he thinks, poor Jesus, look, he's got no food. He must be really, really hungry. I know. I'm going to share my food with Jesus. And so maybe he said to this disciple, this friend of Jesus, hey, why don't you give my food to Jesus? And the disciple probably said, oh, thank you, that's so kind of you. Yes, I'll pass on your food to Jesus. But I'm sure as this disciple took it away, he thought, well, that's great, that's very kind of him. In fact, it's incredibly kind of him. But it's not going to feed everyone, is it? It might just about feed the boy and Jesus. Here you are, Jesus. This boy wants to give his gift. It's very small, but he wants to give his gift to you. And you know, Jesus didn't laugh. I think Jesus probably welcomed the boy and said, hey, thank you so much for being prepared to share your food with me. And then maybe he said something like this, shall we share your food with everyone? And I can imagine this little boy looking around going, there's a lot of people and there's only 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I think that would be a tiny, tiny crumb. That's what would be going through my mind if it was me. But this little boy, somehow, he seemed to trust Jesus. And then he watched as Jesus started to break up this little boy's lunch. 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. Hey, let's do that song again. Can you remember it? Yum, yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch, munch, it's time to eat up my lunch. I got 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. Yum, yum. But I can imagine this little boy going, oh, I've given my food away. I was really looking forward to that. But hey, at least Jesus is going to have lots of food, and he wants to feed the whole crowd. And this little boy's eyes popped out of his head because Jesus performed. The power of God came on Jesus, and Jesus performed this amazing miracle because this little boy's lunch just kept coming. Jesus just kept breaking it up. More and more food came. This little boy couldn't believe it. And Jesus' friends, Jesus' disciples, they took this little boy's lunch to the people over there, 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 to the people back at the back, over there and over there, to the soldiers, to the old people, to the poor people, to the rich people, to the children, to the teenagers. Everyone sat down in groups of 50 and 100, and they enjoyed this little boy's lunch until eventually the food came back to him too. So that little boy didn't miss out either. Isn't that wonderful? Because that little boy, many of us, if we'd have heard that no one else had food, many of us would have gone, oh, what a shame, I've got my food, na 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 na, and would have enjoyed our food. But not this boy. This boy saw that Jesus was hungry. And so he decided to share his food with Jesus. And of course then Jesus saw that the crowd were hungry, and he used his power to feed the whole crowd. Isn't that a wonderful story? I hope we're like that little boy. I hope we're not greedy and selfish and keep things to ourselves. I hope we're prepared to share like he did. Hey, let's sing that song one more time. Are you ready? Yum yum, it's time to fill up my tum. Munch munch, it's time to eat at my lunch. Got 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. I've been looking forward to this. Yum yum, in my tum. Even that small lunch made a big, big difference. You know, you may be small, but you can make a big difference too by just being kind and caring for other people. Thank you for listening. And straight, serious, straight, and a cool, hey, and straight. And give yourselves a round of applause for listening so well. Thank you very much. You know, I've got a harvest song which is all about a farmer who at first looks a bit sad, but then he starts to smile because it's raining and the sun's shining and his crops are growing. You see, a farmer, he does a lot of work, but it's God who makes the crops grow, the miracle of life. It goes like this: pitter-patter, the rain is falling from the sky. The farmer is smiling, I wonder why. It's because his crops were very, very dry and they needed a little drink. Then you have to pretend to grow like a flower, so get down, or like a plant, or like corn, whatever. So are you ready? Start to grow. Growing, growing, taller every day. Reaching up high, soon the farmer will say, keep growing, growing, that's the way. Harvest time is closer every day. So that's how it goes. Do sing along.
The patter, the rain is falling from the sky. The farmer is smiling, I wonder why. It's because his crops are very, very dry and they needed a little drink. Growing, growing, taller every day. Reaching up high, soon the farmer will say, keep growing, growing, that's the way. Harvest time is closer every day, hooray! Harvest time is closer every day. God made the rain that falls from the sky. God made the sun that shines so high. God, he made both you and I, and it's really great to be alive, hooray! Growing, growing, taller every day. Reaching up high, soon the farmer will say, keep growing, growing, that's the way. Harvest time is closer every day, hooray! Harvest time is closer every day. Growing, growing, taller every day. Reaching up high, soon the farmer will say, keep growing, growing, that's the way. Harvest time is closer every day, hooray! Harvest time is closer every day, hooray! Hooray! Hurrah!
Now let's just finish with a prayer. So are you ready? When I say one, stretch out your hands. And hopefully harvest is a reminder, like what we said, how God is the one who makes things grow, and he wants us to share what we have with others, not be greedy and hang on to it, but to share. Like that little boy, he wants us to have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart of compassion, and share, so that no one should be going hungry. So don't think it's mine, but share with others. Let's just pray together. 1, 2, 3. Father God, we thank you for harvest time, because it's a reminder of how amazing and how awesome our world is. It's so beautiful, and you provide us with so much. But help us to be like that boy in the story. Help us to have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart of compassion. Help us to share and go out of our way to help others. Amen.